Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. It is currently Saturday evening about 7:45. I'm sitting in the lunchroom at my work at Sobeys because I finished at 7:30, but I can't leave yet because my daughter, who also works here, does not finish till 8 o'clock, so I'm killing time waiting for her. So I have tomorrow off from work, Sunday, and although my daughter does work tomorrow, so I'm going to bring you along on my little adventures. Whatever, I'm gonna make up a breakfast, and like a breakfast casserole type thing overnight and put it in the fridge and bake it in the morning. I will record that, me making that when I get home, but I just want to kind of recap what my life has been like this past week. We'll go back to last Sunday. Last Sunday I was off from work and I had church in the morning, and then I attempted to make those chicken pot pies in the afternoon. I tried to make that batch of pie crust. The chickens were cooking nicely in the oven, and the pie crust batch was a complete flop, as I've already covered in a previous video, and it was frustrating as heck. So we ended up just eating the chickens plain, which was okay, but had I wanted to do that, I would have seasoned them and done something with them. But because I was putting them in the pot pie, I just made them plain because I was going to add seasonings later when I was making my pot pie filling. So they were rather plain, just ordinary chickens, but whatever, at least we had supper. So that was last Sunday. It was just church and then attempting to make pie crust to make these stupid chicken pot pies that didn't turn out. And then Monday, I did not work either at the school or Sobeys because I had Sobeys off. I could have worked at the school lunch program, but I opted not to. I wanted to keep one day for myself. Just a day at home, trying to catch up on stuff there, and took my daughter to work because she worked here that day at Sobeys. We both work here. Tuesday, we both work here and we both work the school lunch program job. So Tuesday, both of us worked at the school. And then I had a doctor appointment by Zoom, and then I had to run my daughter to a lab for blood work that she needed to have done. Wednesday, we both worked here at the store. Thursday, I had to take my daughter for a bank appointment. So, and that was it was right at noon, so we couldn't work at the school on Thursday, so we didn't do that. And then I had to get to Sobeys for my shift Thursday afternoon. And Wednesday, our shifts at Sobeys, they were such that both of us couldn't work at the school because they were they were right in the middle of the day, and that just wasn't going to work. So I didn't work at the school Wednesday or Thursday. Friday, both of us did work at the school. However, I had to go to a financial appointment. I told you we were trying to do this consumer proposal to settle up all of our years of debt. And that appointment was at 1 o'clock, and we had to be there at 12:50. So there was just no way I could put in my full shift at the school. So I took my daughter to work at the school, and I worked just until 12:15. And I left at that point, headed home, and drove over from home to the place we had to go for the meeting. And that only took about an hour. The meeting went from 1 till almost 2. I headed home. By that point, my boss at the school had been very gracious to let me go early, but she was also very kind to drop Rachel off at home after working because she put in a full shift at the school. So she dropped Rachel off at home. So once our appointment was done at 2 o'clock, I headed home, and then I had to drive Rachel to work at Sobeys at 3:30. I did not have to work here yesterday, so we dropped her off at work at 3:30, and then went to Superstore and did groceries. And you saw that already because I did a big grocery haul last night. It was quite a big shop. And then had to pick her up from work at 8, and while I was in here getting her, I came in and grabbed a few things here, which you also saw because I did a second mini grocery haul of what I bought at Sobeys last night. And then went home, had to put all that away, and of course quickly pieced those videos together. I edited them, although I didn't do an intro or outro, and I certainly didn't do any music background or speeding them up or anything, but spliced the pieces together and got them uploaded, so I worked on that. And then went to bed, and then before I came to work today, well, I came to work at Sobeys myself, and then my daughter's here too, so she's about to finish in the next few minutes. Hopefully she finishes on time. But I came in, before I did, I started the dishwasher running and started a load of delicates in the washing machine. I was trying to think what it was I washed. So those are ready to go. But I usually for delicates, I dry them for about 10-15 minutes on low, and then I hang them in the shower stall to dry. So I'm gonna have to do that tonight. Now I'm off tomorrow. So tomorrow's church. I have a big bag of apples that I got from somebody on a Facebook fruit share group that I need to make either into jam or jelly, or somebody else suggested apple butter or maybe apple crisp. So probably at some point tomorrow I'm going to work on that, maybe. I could try again to make the chicken pot pies, but I don't think I'm going to do that tomorrow. I did, as you saw in my grocery hauls yesterday, I did buy some frozen pie crusts so that if if I attempt to make pie crust from scratch again and they're another flop, at least I'll have a backup ready to go. Because if the chickens are already cooked, I can just pop them in the pre-made pie crust. I prefer doing everything from scratch, but sometimes rather than waste food or rather than stress myself out about something that failed, I might as well just make do with what I've got. So I'll see. I was going to do that tomorrow, but I don't think I will. I think I might wait till a day off later in the week or even next weekend, partly because I need to get these apples dealt with. I've had them for several days, and also because it's supposed to be hot tomorrow. It's supposed to be 30 degrees Celsius, which I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but I think it's close to 90. And even with central air in the house, I do not want to have my oven on all day tomorrow. So, especially because I would be doing it in the afternoon because church is in the morning, and so I don't want to have my house that hot in the middle of the afternoon when it's 30 degrees Celsius. That's unseasonably warm for this time of year, but at the same time, I'm not going to complain about it because it'll be cold here before we know it, before long. So I'm not sure. Tomorrow might just be dealing with apples tomorrow afternoon after church. I don't know what that'll mean for supper tomorrow. I should probably sit down and get back on the meal planning train and start organizing meal trains, or not meal trains, but meal planning again for the week. Maybe I'll have to do that. Anyway, it is just about 8 o'clock, so I'm just going to wait. Hopefully my daughter will not finish late tonight. Sometimes she does. Hopefully she'll finish on time and she'll be up here soon. We can head home. I do need to go to Shoppers Drug Mart because they have pop on sale there. And they also, you can get your PC Optimum points at Shoppers as well, although you can't shop your offers there. But you get, whereas at Superstore, you only get points on the items that are on your offers. At Shoppers, you get points for every dollar spent. So they do have a point on an offer on pop there right now, 6 packs. And I'm going to probably pop up there, yeah, no pun intended, guys. Drop in there, pick those up, and then our bank is like pretty much right next door there. I need to stop at the automated teller at the bank and take a little bit of cash out because there's a plumber friend of ours did some work a couple months back that I need to pay him for finally. He's been very gracious in waiting, but this has been a 3 paycheck month, so that this paycheck this particular week has been kind of, I wouldn't say a bonus one, but it kind of is because it allowed me, like the 2 weeks ago at the start of the month, I paid most of the regular monthly bills, and the 2 weeks from now at the end of the month is where I'll pay the rent out of and those kind of things, bank fees. This one, I was able to do a nice large grocery shop, and I had a couple extra things I had to pay, like I had to make an e-transfer to the lady we adopted Ruby from, our African gray parrot, and make a payment on her, and then I can also pay my friend for the work he did as well. So we're gonna, as soon as she's done, I'm going to see if she's up to going up to Shoppers Drug Mart because the sale on the drinks is only on today and tomorrow. Go get those now, because if she's with me, I can get 4 6-packs and she can carry 2. I'll carry 2. That makes life so much easier. So hopefully she'll be willing, and then stop at the bank that's right next door and then head home. And I do want to get that, I have to locate where I saved that recipe, but I'd like to get that breakfast casserole prepared and then pop that in the fridge overnight so it can soak. You use brioche bread, I think I'm saying that right, and pumpkin in this one. So I will film myself making that and get that, and hopefully it'll turn out well. And then I just have to bake it first thing tomorrow morning. With it being pumpkin and probably some cinnamon and stuff in there, it should smell really good. Anyway, I'm going to sign off here before somebody else comes in the lunchroom and wonders what in the heck I'm doing. But I will check in with you guys once we get home. See you in a bit. Okay, it is already 10 o'clock at night. It is time, if I'm going to make this breakfast casserole, at least get it started, it's time to do it or else I'm not going to get it done tonight. So, it is an overnight pumpkin French toast casserole. What I need is a loaf of brioche bread, 8 eggs, a cup of pumpkin puree, which there's more than that in this can, but that's okay, 2.5 cups of milk, vanilla, cinnamon, salt. The recipe actually called for kosher salt, which I don't have, but it's only half a teaspoon, so I'm just going to put regular in, some nutmeg and some ground cloves, and then a little bit of cinnamon to garnish, and then once it's baked in the morning, you need some icing sugar to garnish. So, first step, it says to spray your 9x13 pan, cooking spray. So we will do that. Ruby is on my shoulder at the moment. She does not like my tripod or the ring light, although I don't have the ring light on. She's just not a fan of the whole production. Oh, she's trying to grab my, no, don't. She's trying to mess with the button on my work shirt. She's messing around with that. Okay, so first step after spraying the pan is to arrange the bread in the pan. So I'm going to do that. I believe it's thawed out. It's been out of the freezer for a little while now. Let's see. Don't know how many slices this is. And it says you can slightly overlap them, and then you can set the pan aside, and I'm gonna mix the ingredients up in a bowl. So we'll see what happens here. I don't know how many slices this is. Never made this before. It's just a recipe that came up. I saw it on Facebook last week and decided to try it. I like the idea of it being a French toast type recipe, but it also, because it's pumpkin, it's that time of year, it seems like a nice thing. This bread, this brioche smells really good. It's kind of like a sweet bread. It is a sweet French loaf made with real whole eggs and with butter. So, it smells very good. These two end pieces right at the very end here. Okay, that looks about right. Okay, now I just need to get a bowl. I'm not going to bother using my stand mixer. I'll use a different bowl. And I'm going to use my old electric mixer. I don't know how well Ruby would like that. She might freak out on me. I have to fully expect her to. I'm going to set the bread aside for now. Grab a mixing bowl. Oh, goodness. Probably use one of my larger bowls. Second from the largest, I think, just because of 8 eggs, I'm going to need a good bit. Good size bowl. Okay, so I need to mix, whisk together. Well, it says whisk, but I'm probably just going to use my electric mixer. It says pumpkin, eggs, milk. Oh, I have to add white, like granulated sugar too. Eggs, pumpkin, milk, sugar, and vanilla, and then of course some of the spices as well. So first off, I need to get my full measuring cups out. I do have a 1 cup liquid measuring cup somewhere, but I don't know where it is. Actually, I think it might be at the other end of the counter. Oops, Ruby, be nice. She's not steady on my shoulder, and so she's not really happy about going for this ride, I don't think. I don't know where my 1 cup measuring cup is. It's got to be kicking around somewhere. I might just have to use, oh here, I think it's over here. Yeah. Okay. So, I need to measure out my pumpkin first. I have to do 1 cup, so I'm going to have leftover pumpkin puree because there's much more than that in here, but that's okay. And then the problem is it has to sit covered in the fridge overnight, and that means I'm going to have to find room in my fridge to put this. Oh, this can opener's starting to act up. Okay. That is not good. Okay, Ruby is being a distraction, and I'm getting frustrated with my camera, so that's not really a good combination. Oh my goodness. Okay. Might not get anywhere if I can't get this open. Any of you have trouble with can openers? I've had this one about a year, so it's probably starting to wear out. But it doesn't help that I have carpal tunnel in my wrist, so it makes it hard if I have to turn things that are difficult. Just the other day, this was doing fine on smaller cans, but tonight, for some reason, maybe because this is a bigger can, I don't know. Okay, I think we're back to square one here now. Now, I should be able to get this open. Hopefully I can get the lid off. If not, for now, I'm just going to scoop out the 1 cup, and I'll worry about getting the lid off so that I can put the rest of the pumpkin in the fridge in a container later, once I get this measured out. One thing at a time. I don't think I'm going to turn this into like an actual, like, Ruby, like an actual vlog. I think this is probably going to be it. I'll probably just show you this and then how this turns out in the morning and leave it at that. So this doesn't become another hour long or hour and a half long video. Okay, I think it's pretty close to the 1 cup mark. I'll put a little bit more in there. I mean, I think a lot of us have probably made French toast type overnight breakfast casseroles before, but I just have never done one. I haven't done one in a long time, and I certainly haven't done one with pumpkin in it. So to make it like a French toast pumpkin, the combination is different. Something new for me, but it sounds like it'd probably be quite good, I think. Now that we're into fall, even though our temperatures are warm this weekend here, now that we're into fall, it seems like it's pumpkin everything time, right? Put that aside. So I need to get my milk out. 2.5 cups of milk. Okay. And what I'll probably do, rather than walk back and forth to the garbage can, is I'll probably just put the egg shells into my 2-cup measuring cup after I measure out the milk. That's only a 2-cup measuring cup, so I'm going to do half a cup in this, and then 2 cups in the other. That's half, that's good. Ruby, that is not a toy for you. I'm surprised she's staying on me the whole time. Well, she likes to be in the kitchen, and if I let her, she'd want to be on the counter, but I can't be doing that when I'm cooking, obviously. Okay. So, oh, Ruby. Grab my fingers. So 2.5 cups milk. Now, time to do our 8 eggs. I mean, I could just whisk them rather than use the electric mixer. I don't know. Maybe I will, but we'll see. I'm in no mood right now, so. Oh, splash myself. Okay. And I do hope that wasn't an eggshell that went in there. I thought I might have seen a piece go in. I don't know. I'm hoping not. I might have saved it. I should be able to see it if it's there, but maybe not. Okay, well, I don't think so, but I did splash. Maybe I splashed my shirt, or maybe it missed me and it hit the floor. I don't know, but I splashed a little bit. It's okay, it's not a work day tomorrow, although I probably should have just taken my work shirt off when I got home and prevented messes. 2. But yeah, the problem is going to be, that's 3. The problem is going to be making room in the fridge to put this. 4. 5. 6. 7. And number 8. Okay, so now, so it said to mix the pumpkin, egg, milk. Okay, so sugar, vanilla, salt, cinnamon. Okay, so I got to do the sugar, but I'll take my measuring spoons out right now because I've got my vanilla right in front of me. So where's my set? How much vanilla do I need? A tablespoon. Okay. Tablespoon of vanilla. Okay, I'm gonna grab my bag of sugar. I need a cup of sugar. Oh. I'm not showing you the rest of my kitchen because it's messy. So we're not going there. Dishwasher has been run and unloaded. I think unloaded, and I think maybe started reload. I don't even know. I've lost track. But that's about it. Kitchen's a mess. House is a mess. I need to do my fall decorating yet too. There's a cup of sugar. Okay, so the only kind of spice thing I've put in so far is the vanilla. So I need half a teaspoon. I gosh, it's half a teaspoon of salt. Again, I don't have kosher salt, so I'm just going to use regular. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but it's only half a teaspoon, so I can't see it making a life or death kind of difference. I could be wrong. Teaspoon. And okay, so 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I am a cinnamon lover, so technically I like to be generous with cinnamon. But even though there's a teaspoon of cinnamon going into this, before I cover it, you're also supposed to take like another teaspoon or so of cinnamon and sprinkle it over top of this before it goes in the fridge for the night. So I'll do a teaspoon now, and I'll probably use another teaspoon for that step. A teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, which I have right here, ground cloves, and teaspoon of nutmeg. So I'll take my large whisk out and see how far I get with just the whisk. And I'm feeling like I'm splashing all over the place, or I feel like I'm not getting very far, then I'll dig out the electric mixer and do that. But let's just see how the whisk does. I just don't want to splash all over creation. If I was using my biggest bowl and it's deeper, then I'd probably be totally fine. That might be okay. I might be using my electric mixer. I'd probably have to use it on low too, because I'm not using my deepest bowl, so then it might still splash. I'll just get this blended as best I can. Could probably just use a wooden spoon or spatula, except for the fact that I need to break these eggs up. It's just a matter of stirring the ingredients together, it wouldn't be too bad. But okay, well, the whisk is doing the job, so Ruby, please. That is my badge for work. Well, my button, the donate button, so don't mess around with it. I don't know with this camera angle if you can see her on my shoulder or not, but she's getting me the mischief. Okay, yeah, this is whisking pretty well. I think this is all blended pretty nicely. Well, this one egg hanging onto the whisk is hanging on for dear life, but I'll try to get that little bit off there with the spoon. There. Get that in the bowl with the rest of them. Okay, not too bad. We're going to put it in. Okay, so then once that's all whisked together, we just have to pour this mixture over the bread. So that is how it looks right now. I'm going to bring my casserole dish, well, not casserole, just my baking pan over here. And I'm going to probably take, rather than pour it, I'm going to take a ladle and we'll ladle it over. Ow, Ruby, you're making, your claws are sharp, bird. Okay. Maybe at some point I'll give up on the ladling and just pour it. See? Make sure all the bread slices are covered. Everything's coated so this gets a chance to soak into the bread nicely overnight and give the flavor a nice. Okay, she wants off. I'm going to deposit her on the couch for a minute. I'll be right back to finish. Okay, go visit Dad. Go see. Sure everything's coated, nothing not coated. Lots of, I want to say sauce, but it's not really. I'll make sure that everything gets covered. Even the edges. Again, I've never made this before. It's just a recipe I saw that came up on Facebook, on a group somewhere, I believe, or where I saw it, but on a group, I believe, on Facebook. Yeah, it sounded good because, you know, I've been thinking about doing French toast for a while, and it's not something I've ever really made, but I've had it and it sounds good. And then this, because it's fall, the idea of having it be a pumpkin spice French toast casserole just sounded really good. So don't want any bits of bread to be untouched by the mixture. And this is going to sit in the fridge overnight, provided I could find room, which is going to be a big challenge. And it's going to have a chance to really, really mingle these flavors overnight. some of these spices out that are sitting in there. And I'm going to take another teaspoon of cinnamon and just sprinkle it over the top of the whole thing as the recipe calls for. And that is as far as it goes tonight. Oh yes, there was a little bit of eggshell, but it thankfully didn't get mixed in. It's sitting in the very bottom of the bowl. It's a very small amount, but somehow or other it didn't get mixed in. It's just sitting where there's 3 or 4 small pieces just sitting at the bottom of the bowl. So that's good. I'm glad it's just there. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my teaspoon and it's a half tablespoon. I'll use a teaspoon. I'm not going to go overboard here. There's already a good bit of a teaspoon of cinnamon in there. So you take a little bit, just sprinkle it over, lightly over everything. You might end up using more than a teaspoon. So I've already got half gone here. Oh, maybe now that might be okay. More on this piece. I honestly don't want to go overboard, but at the same time I do like to be generous with cinnamon. To me, that's one spice you can't really overdo. I mean, maybe you can a little bit, but there's a little bit more liquid right there. I'm going to just put that one corner of bread. To me, looks like it didn't get much liquid. It's one tiny spot. There we go. Okay, well this should all mingle together well overnight. Okay, this is as far as it goes for tonight. I know I'm fussing and trying to make it just right. I don't need to, but that's me. I tend to be a perfectionist about some things. So that's where it's at. That is the pumpkin French toast casserole, breakfast casserole that has to be covered now in tin foil. Sit in the fridge overnight, which is going to be a challenge because my fridge is full, but we're going to have to make room somehow. Maybe on the bottom. Maybe I'll take my big bag of apples that I have to do tomorrow and take those out of there. But it's funny, you can't see this other piece of bread back here, but it is in there. So anyway, that's as far as we'll get for now. I will come back tomorrow and show you how it all turns out. Okay, good morning everybody. It is Sunday morning, 8:30 in the morning, and I've got the oven preheating to 350. This has to bake for 60 minutes. First 30 minutes have to be covered. So I'm going to put the tin foil back on, cover it for 30 minutes, let it bake for 30 minutes with the tin foil on, and then uncover it for the last 30. I technically did not have to be up until 9:30 this morning in order to get out the door for 10:30 for church, but actually it's good that I'm awake and up earlier so I can get this baked. My body woke me up, my bladder woke me up much earlier than I needed to be, but as I said, like if I would have just got up at 9:30 and that 1 hour before I had to get out the door to church would have been spent just getting ready, and I probably wouldn't have really had time to throw this in the oven and bake it. So probably just as well that I'm doing this now. So I'm going to get this in the oven. The oven is preheating at the moment. So again, 30 minutes covered and then 30 minutes uncovered. So I'll come back in a little bit once it's done. Probably what I'll do is as soon as I put it in the oven, I'll probably go and grab my shower. Again, I don't really need to be out the door till 10:30 for church, but I might actually stop at a bank ATM on the way to church so I can take out some cash for the church offering, and also to pay our plumber friend that has to come by at some point in the next couple days. So it's probably just as well that I get my shower done now. So as soon as this is preheated, this is going to go in the oven. I'll grab my shower, and then at that point, well, not that I'll be in the shower for 30 minutes, but once I'm out of the shower and getting organized, the timer will probably go off, signifying the end of the first 30 minutes, and then I can uncover this casserole and bake it uncovered for the second 30 minutes. And then I will come back once that's all said and done and show you how it turned out. Alrighty, it is now 10 a.m. and this is how the breakfast casserole has turned out. I just took it out of the oven a few minutes ago and I've dusted it with icing sugar or Those of you in the US, I believe you call that confectioner's sugar. So it just has to be cut up and served, and you can serve it with any kind of pancake syrup or maple syrup that you wish. You could probably top it with fresh fruit if you wanted to, but this is what it looks like. The house smells really good. It's of course it's the cinnamon and the nutmeg and everything in there. It's, you know, of course the spices make it smell good, but this isn't just a regular French toast casserole. This is, as I said in the ingredients, this is a pumpkin breakfast French toast casserole. So you can definitely smell the pumpkin and all the spices that go along with it. So I need to get ready to get dressed for church and dry my hair here in a minute, but I'll serve up a slice on a plate and show you how it looks and give you the verdict. Okay, and I've got a slice on a small plate here. I'm going to have a bite to eat before I get ready for church. I just, as I said, I've already dusted it with icing sugar, and I don't have maple syrup in the house, so I just used some traditional, just original flavored pancake syrup, just store brand, and I'm looking forward to trying it out. I'm sure it'll be very, very good. It smells wonderful. So I will try and come back quickly once I'm done and let you know how it turned out and see if I recommend it or not. Although I'm pretty sure I will. If the scent is any indication, I'm pretty sure this is a recipe I'll recommend that you all try as well, because it smells really good. I can't imagine it not tasting just as good. Okay, I'm back. It is now 12:10. I'm sitting in my car in my driveway. I just got home from church. I didn't get a chance to go up to the bank, to the ATM before church to withdraw money, so I'll have to do that later, and that will be just money to pay our plumber friend who did some work for us a couple months back. Obviously not for the church offering because church is over, but I thought I would have time because I was awake so stinking early this morning to go there before church and withdraw money and fill out an offering envelope. But with making the breakfast casserole and stuff, even though it was just popping it in the oven and taking it out and stuff, I didn't have the extra time I thought I would. I might have had enough time to go there and back because it wasn't that much further than the church, but I don't like to arrive late to church. Not only not late, but I like to arrive early to things. So even though church doesn't start till 11, I don't want to arrive any later than, say, 10:40. I want to have a chance to find a good seat. I don't want to have to be asking people if I can sit with them necessarily, kind of an anxiety thing, because some people have like their rows or whatever kind of deal, or maybe I just think that's what they do, but I just don't, I feel like it's a respect thing. I like to arrive a little bit early or a little bit in advance, and maybe that's too early, I don't know, but there already are people arriving at that point. I want to make sure I get a parking spot, get a decent place to sit, and maybe chat with people a bit before the service starts, and also just to quiet myself and settle myself down. I don't like to be rushed for this. So I didn't go to the bank beforehand, so I didn't get a chance to put an offering envelope in today. I couldn't write a check because I don't have checks for that bank account, so that's fine. I can at some point, if I want to make it easier, set up a pre-authorized debit for my bank account on a weekly basis or bi-weekly or monthly for church. I could do that, but I haven't got around to that yet. So I'll just wait and I'll give next Sunday. That's not a problem. But I will have to go to the bank at some point to take the money out for our plumber friend. But anyway, church was good, and it was actually very timely. I was feeling stressed this week. There's been some situations at home and just stress at work and just stress all over. And especially because it's back to this, it was the second full week of school now, so it was my second week back to doing both jobs, because the first week of school, it only started on Wednesday, and I only worked that one day that week. This week I worked a couple of more than, was it 2 or 3 days at the school this past week? I can't remember. I think it was only 2. But nonetheless, we're starting to get into the swing of things now. And because I'm casual there, they're not necessarily putting me in a regular classroom, which is what I would rather. They're having me bop from one classroom to another, and I'm not liking that because I'm having to learn different kids' names every single day, and they aren't going to want to listen to me because they're like, oh, you're new, it's like a substitute teacher, right? They're going to want to act up. So yeah, anyways, it's just like, and I don't know, I probably will wrap this video up here because this is primarily supposed to be the breakfast casserole video, but I could totally keep on going and make this a cleaning video because I need to clean this afternoon. My house it's out of hand. It just is. I am behind and I'm drowning, and it's like, yeah. But it is also a beautiful day, and I wish I could get out and enjoy it. And maybe I will take a break somewhere in the middle of it and go for a walk or something, but I do need to get some cleaning done today. It is not great. I think there's a load of wash in the washer that I got forgotten about. I'll probably have to rewash them. I need to finish loading the dishwasher. The kitchen itself needs to be done. I need to do those apples that I got from that fruit share group so that they don't go bad. So whether I do apple jelly, apple jam, apple butter, apple crisp, or all of the above, I need to get on with it so they don't spoil. And I should work on that today, but I do also have to do my e-learning for work too. So I probably should just make this the breakfast casserole video and end it right here, and then just get on with my cleaning and e-learning and stuff like that, and maybe do a video of the cleaning. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, before I get cleaning, I'm going to get changed out of my dress into something not quite so, you know, something more casual, so that if I get make a mess of it or get sweaty cleaning, it won't be a big deal. But that is it for now. I did really enjoy the breakfast casserole. I did just put regular pancake syrup on it because I don't have maple syrup. You probably could put whipped cream on it if you want. You could probably put fruit on there, all kinds of stuff. But I was rushing a little bit to just sample it before I left this morning because I did need to get to church. But it is very good, and I will make it again. It does make a full 9 by 13 pan though, and with only 3 of us in the house, I don't know how quickly that will get finished off. So if you don't have a large enough family or enough people there that will eat the whole thing, it might not be worthwhile making because it does make a big pan. But if you think your whole household will eat it in a couple sittings and they will all devour it, then by all means do it. But just if you don't want it to go to waste, just make sure that it's something that your whole family will eat in a couple of sittings, or 2 or 3 sittings or whatever, just so it doesn't go to waste, because it does make a good sized pan. And it's very filling. There's 8 eggs in that thing and a whole loaf of brioche bread. So it's pretty filling. So I would make it again, definitely, if you want to know. It is a very good dish. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you try this recipe out yourself, please let me know how it turns out. Do hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, do leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you're new, and make sure you turn the notification bell on. And yeah, leave a thumbs up as well, and comment whether you enjoyed this video and whether you enjoyed the recipe if you try it yourself, and also if there's any other types of recipes you'd like to see from me. I'm trying to delve back into more cooking, baking videos, but also cleaning and possibly getting into budgeting videos maybe at some point too. With having signed this consumer proposal on Friday, our monthly budget has seriously changed because we're reducing the amount that we pay on debt on a monthly basis quite drastically. So I may do kind of a before and after of our budget at some point, and maybe start doing like budget by paycheck type videos. But that's for down the road. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a great weekend, and we will see you next time. Have a good weekend, everybody, and a great week.